North Korea hides secrets in its shadowed past, a story rarely told in the bright glare of modern news. Beneath the veil of strict control and isolation lies a history rich in culture, ambition, and sudden change. Once, the Korean Peninsula thrived as a unified economic power among the leaders of East Asia. But time and division reshaped destiny, leaving behind a state both mysterious and misunderstood. This narrative will reveal forgotten chapters and hidden truths about North Korea's transformation from a prosperous nation to a closed-off regime. We will explore tales of vibrant trade, artistic brilliance, and secret moments of freedom. Unseen struggles and quiet rebellions paint a picture of a country far more complex than its public face suggests. Prepare to uncover layers of history that challenge everything you think you know. North Korea's story begins long before its current reputation of isolation and mystery. In the decades following a glorious past, the region underwent dramatic changes that reshaped its destiny. Once a thriving part of a unified Korea, its economy ranked among the top in East Asia, and its people enjoyed vibrant trade and cultural exchange. However, as external pressures and internal ambitions collided, fissures began to form in the foundation of national unity. Political and economic challenges emerged slowly, leaving subtle traces in the daily lives of citizens. Ancient traditions coexisted with modern aspirations, creating an atmosphere full of contradictions and hidden potential. Early signs of division were masked by official narratives, while local voices whispered of a more complex reality. This phase of history set the stage for the eventual transformation that would turn prosperity into a tightly controlled, secretive state. Over the years, a complex tapestry of events wove together the hidden legacy of North Korea. The prosperous economy of old gradually gave way to a regime marked by strict control and isolation. Behind the polished image presented to the outside world, remnants of a vibrant past still linger in forgotten archives and whispered memories. Economic achievements, once heralded among the leading powers of East Asia, now contrast sharply with the austere reality of state control. Citizens recall stories of bustling markets and creative industries that flourished before division. These vestiges of former glory clash with the present, where public displays are few and secrets abound. Historians and locals alike harbor quiet recollections of a time when unity and progress were the norm, even as external forces and internal divisions began to tear at the seams of society, setting the stage for dramatic change. Deep within North Korea's concealed narrative, tensions and contradictions began to surface. As the nation transformed, vestiges of its unified past emerged in unexpected ways. Long-hidden stories of cultural brilliance and economic success slowly crept back into the public consciousness. People spoke in hushed tones about the once thriving trade networks and vibrant industries that had placed Korea among East Asia's top economies. Yet, as the country was divided, conflicting loyalties and political ambitions drove a wedge between communities. The hidden history reveals not only economic and cultural achievements, but also the personal struggles and secret rebellions of a people caught between two worlds. Amid these unfolding tales, old alliances fractured and new identities emerged, setting the stage for a future marked by both hope and inevitable hardship. Every whispered account added a layer of complexity to the nation's legacy. As North Korea entered a period of profound transformation, the tension grew with each passing day. The government's strict policies clashed with the undercurrents of change that pulsed through society. Families remembered a time when the country enjoyed robust trade and was a leading economic force in East Asia. Now, deep secrets and forgotten achievements stirred beneath the surface of a controlled narrative. Officials enforced order with an iron fist, while silent rebellions and whispered histories emerged in hidden corners. Citizens found themselves caught between pride in their illustrious past and the harsh realities of an isolated present. The collective memory of economic strength and cultural vibrancy battled against a backdrop of relentless propaganda and state secrecy. Every new development fueled an internal struggle, setting the stage for dramatic shifts that would alter the nation's destiny forever. In the midst of a tense atmosphere, moments of humor emerged unexpectedly among the people. A local street performer, known for his playful wit, entertained passers-by by mimicking outdated officials and exaggerating the quirks of state rituals. His lively act, filled with ironic gestures and humorous imitations, sparked genuine laughter even in these dark times. The crowd, momentarily freed from the weight of secrecy and control, shared in a collective smile that bridged the gap between oppression and hope. This spontaneous comedy served as a small rebellion against the grim reality, offering a brief respite from the constant tension. Amid strict orders and somber routines, these bursts of laughter reminded citizens that even in a rigid society, humor could offer an escape, lightening hearts and uniting them in the face of overwhelming challenges. Returning to the core of North Korea's hidden history, the nation's transformation grew ever more complex. Behind the facade of rigid control, subtle changes and long-forgotten traditions began to resurface. Memories of a time when the entire Korean Peninsula was among East Asia's leading economies started to whisper through local lore and family stories. Citizens recalled bustling markets and vibrant cultural festivals that celebrated a unified past. Yet, these recollections clashed with the current image of isolation and secrecy. Government propaganda attempted to suppress such narratives, while underground channels preserved the truth. The contrast between what was and what is now adds layers of mystery to the regime's evolution. Amid official silence, private voices carried tales of prosperity, lost connections, and dreams of reunification, challenging the rigid present with echoes of a freer, more dynamic era that once defined the region. As the hidden layers of North Korea's past emerged, a quiet yet profound anticipation filled the air. Rumors spread through small communities about secret meetings and unexpected declarations of independence from regional leaders. In informal gatherings at local tea houses, citizens exchanged stories that hinted at a bygone era of unity and economic brilliance. These murmurs of change stirred both hope and anxiety among those who remembered the country's prosperous history before division. Behind official silence, underground networks quietly documented tales of cultural vibrancy and economic success. Every whispered conversation and hidden document added to the growing sense that something monumental was about to unfold. Local voices, previously subdued by state control, began to speak up, fueling curiosity and uncertainty about the future, as each new revelation promised to challenge the official narrative and rewrite the history of a nation once celebrated for its dynamic past. Then comes the second astonishing fact that reshapes the entire hidden history. The Korean War officially has never ended. Since 1953, only a ceasefire has been in place, leaving the conflict unresolved. This lingering state of war casts a long shadow over the peninsula and fuels a persistent tension that permeates every aspect of life. It reveals a nation caught between memories of unfulfilled unity and the harsh reality of ongoing conflict. The secret details of this unresolved war are shrouded in mystery and often omitted from official records, yet they continue to influence local attitudes and international perceptions. This fact, shocking in its endurance, challenges common assumptions and forces everyone to reconsider what they know about the legacy of division on the Korean Peninsula. Its persistent impact continues to ripple through society, leaving an indelible mark on collective memory. In the midst of the intense historical narrative, a light-hearted moment emerges that defies the somber tone. In a small village, locals gather in a modest tea house, exchanging witty remarks about the absurdity of state-controlled storytelling. A well-known elder with a twinkle in his eye playfully recounts exaggerated tales of past glory and bureaucratic blunders, drawing laughter from his neighbors. The humor, though understated, offers a refreshing contrast to the rigid, controlled narrative imposed by official channels. It serves as a subtle act of resistance, proving that even under strict regimes, the human spirit finds ways to express joy and creativity. This shared laughter becomes a unifying force, a reminder that humor can exist even in the darkest corners of history. In that moment, the resilience of ordinary people shone brightly, defying oppressive narratives with contagious mirth beyond measure. New twists in the hidden history of North Korea begin to emerge as the narrative shifts. Behind the tightly controlled facade, subtle signs of reform and dissent spark new alliances among regional leaders. As the regime struggles to maintain its grip, underground movements and secret meetings challenge established orders. Economic shortcomings, once hidden by grand propaganda, now become visible in the everyday struggles of citizens. Rumors of progressive policies and unorthodox ideas circulate quietly, unsettling the official narrative. This evolving picture reveals that change was brewing long before public acknowledgement, as independent voices and local leaders pushed for autonomy. The once rigid structure now shows cracks where reform might take root, setting the stage for a transformation that is as unpredictable as it is inevitable, leaving observers both astonished and apprehensive about what the future might hold. Anticipation mounts as every new development deepens the mystery of North Korea's concealed past. In urban centers and remote villages alike, conversations buzz with rumors of secret reforms and suppressed histories. High-ranking officials scramble to control narratives, yet whispers of change echo in dimly lit corridors and local gatherings. Citizens recall lost days of prosperity when Korea stood among East Asia's economic leaders, and those memories contrast sharply with today's isolation. In quiet meetings, families share old photographs and faded documents that hint at a vibrant, unified history. The tension builds as each subtle clue challenges the official story, stirring emotions and igniting hope for a different future. The hidden layers of the nation's past are slowly coming to light, inviting both curiosity and concern from those who dare to remember and question the official version of events with urgency. As the climax of Hidden Truths nears, the tension in North Korea reaches a fevered pitch. The remnants of its prosperous past, when the nation was a major economic force, now clash with the stark reality of isolation and state control. Every public display is shadowed by secrets, and each official statement is met with quiet skepticism. The public, holding on to whispered memories of vibrant trade and cultural unity, now faces the grim weight of unresolved conflicts. In hidden archives and private conversations, details of suppressed history emerge slowly. The accumulated pressure of decades of secrecy, repression, and internal strife builds toward an explosive revelation. Every street, every family, carries the scars of a divided legacy, setting the stage for an irreversible shift that promises to rewrite the nation's story forever. A seismic change is coming very soon indeed. In an unexpected twist of irony, even as the tension rises, moments of levity spark brief laughter in concealed corners. In a small, nondescript community center, locals gather for informal storytelling, sharing quirky anecdotes about long-forgotten days of unity and prosperity. An elderly storyteller with mischievous charm recounts humorous tales of bureaucratic absurdities and cultural mishaps that once defined a unified Korea. These lighthearted episodes, though fleeting, offer a stark contrast to the prevailing atmosphere of secrecy and control. The laughter that erupts is a subtle act of rebellion, an affirmation that even in the darkest chapters of history, human warmth and humor persist. This unexpected burst of joy serves to remind all that behind the official narrative lies a complex tapestry of experiences, where irony and resilience intertwine seamlessly. Their laughter echoes, suddenly breaking the silence with resilient hope. The final approach of the hidden history brings all conflicting elements together as the narrative intensifies. Every whispered rumor, every hidden document and private conversation merges into a collective sense of impending change. Citizens in urban alleys and rural hamlets now face a future filled with uncertainty and unresolved questions about their past glory. Old economic triumphs and cultural splendors clash with the regime's strict control and secrecy. The tension is palpable as each new piece of evidence challenges the official story, stirring emotions and igniting dreams of renewal. In this charged moment, the delicate balance between past achievements and present hardships becomes ever more fragile pushing the nation toward an irreversible tipping point that promises dramatic consequences. A final surge of hope and despair intertwines as every individual contemplates the heavy cost of lost glory and uncertain future indeed. In a sudden, forceful conclusion, the hidden history of North Korea is laid bare. The revelation strikes with startling clarity. The Korean War, which has lingered since 1953, remains officially unresolved, a perpetual ceasefire that leaves the conflict open-ended. This shocking truth, buried deep beneath layers of propaganda and secrecy, dismantles the carefully constructed myth of finality. Meanwhile, recollections of a time when Korea was one of East Asia's leading economic powers add to the sense of profound loss. The contrast between a vibrant, unified past and a present marred by isolation and enduring conflict is undeniable. The final chapter does not offer solace or easy answers, but instead delivers a jolt of reality that shatters illusions and forces a reckoning with the true legacy of division. This abrupt ending leaves viewers stunned, questioning the fate of a fractured nation.